And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at the first monster pack for King of Tokyo and King of New York, and this is Cthulhu. Ooh, big shocker there, right? And they've already announced the next one's going to be Kong. Now, when they announced these monster packs, and they announced them quite a while ago, I was very excited to hear about them, right? To get a monster who comes with power cards for both King of Tokyo and King of New York is a neat idea. I mean, I thought, well, I don't know how far they can take this, but it's an interesting idea. So this came with a little bit more than I was expecting. Let's look and see what's inside this package. Okay, so first we'll take a look. Obviously, there's the character Cthulhu. Yay! Okay, he's kind of a mean, scary Cthulhu, but not that bad. Okay, so you have Cthulhu, another monster, and that's all well and cool, but here's a very interesting thing this set adds. It adds these Cthulhu, or these cultist figures. Now, you can use these even if you're not playing with Cthulhu. They're just something that's added to the game, and whenever you roll 4 of the same symbol, okay, whatever it is, you get a cultist tile. And then you can use these cultist tiles in the future to get a hit point, to get an energy, or to re-roll the dice once. That's a pretty neat thing, and it lets you add them to any game. It's kind of fun, you know, like, oh, these cultists are worshipping Kong or the king or whatever. If you flip the tiles over the cultist tiles, they're also buildings. And the cultists can also be people that you have to fight in the buildings you destroy if you're using these in King of New York. And in fact, there's some new effects on them where when you blow up a building, you get an evolution card or another turn, which is neat, or an extra die roll. So these are kind of cool buildings. It's neat for, I like using this in New York and Tokyo, but I especially like these cultists just because of the fun and silliness nature of that. Now, Cthulhu himself is going to have cards that have to do with these cultists. So you can see here that he has the Call of Cultists, where he gets 2 when he plays this card, and every time someone else discards one, he takes it. Again, this set comes with the evolution cards for both King of Tokyo and King of New York. I'm only going to show you the King of New York ones when they really are different. But here you get energy, someone else destroys a cultist, and you can spend 3 to put the discarded ones in your burrow. He also has Dread Tentacles. These give a Madness token to each monster you wound. So a Madness token. When you get a Madness token, and you are not Cthulhu, you'll have some Madness. Let's say I have 2 Madness tokens. At the beginning of my turn, I have to roll 2 dice and set them aside instantly. I can't re-roll those dice. So you're stuck with whatever they are. Now you can cure Madness instead of hit points with hearts if you want to. We also have Shrieking Madness. If you roll at least 3 ones, give a Madness token to all other monsters. So he has 2 cards that let him give Madness to people when he attacks or when he rolls ones. For the King of New York, it's if you roll at least 1 of these symbols, you give a Madness token to all other monsters, which is pretty powerful when you think about it. Shattered Reality, when someone else rolls 4 identical faces, they lose a hit point. So that's especially fun when the cultists are in the game, because they're trying to get the cultist, so they're going to lose a hit point and gain a cultist. Here, this is like the opposite. You get a point if you're not in Tokyo. Cthulhu's not about fighting other people. He's about just causing problems and making people go mad. Then he does other things. This is a really interesting one. Every time you lose a hit point, you can spend energy to gain a hit point instead of losing it. So it's kind of interesting. If you can play this card right when you have a whole lot of hits done against you, and you have energy, you're like, boom, I'm actually going above my original energy, which is a really neat kind of fun thing. Here, when you're in Tokyo and you lose to that, and you go down to 1 or 2, you don't lose any, and everyone else loses too. The Dreamer awakens. And then here, when you reach 0, you come back to life. You keep everything, you steal all the cultists from everyone else and keep playing. So cultists like cheats death. He's not like a massive beast like some of the other ones when it comes to fighting. You're not going to see Cthulhu go around and hitting other beasts really hard, but he is going to cause madness. He has these cultists, and he can stay alive pretty long. So it kind of certainly makes him feel unique compared to the other monsters. So if this is what they're going to do in their monster packs, then I'm really excited for them. Cthulhu, take him or leave him for me, right? It's okay. It's cool to be Cthulhu. I mean, I'm really pumped about Kong, but it's cool to be him. But I like the concept of the monster packs, but what I really liked about this was those cultist tokens. It's something fun to add to the game. You don't need the evolution cards. You don't need anything. You can play this as straight, just normal old King of Tokyo with cultists. I like that. That's a cool little extra thing to add. And it gives you something like, oh, I got 3 cultists following me. Oh, no, I'm about to die. Time for a snack. And stuff like that's funny, right? It's silly fun that's added to the game. And that's a cool thing. They do that. Then they add Cthulhu, who utilizes these cultists, who also utilizes madness, which is, madness shows up in Cthulhu-style games. And this is a simple, easy way to add it in. And then Cthulhu himself feels different than every other monster. They're going to have a hard time doing that, I think, as time goes by, to make each monster have a different feel. But this is exciting for me. They brought the power cards for King of Tokyo and King of New York. They had the cultists, which are also buildings in King of New York, so that's pretty neat. I feel like there's a lot in this box, more than I had expected. I expected to be just a character, maybe some cards. Here it's character cards and new, simple, easy, fun mechanisms. So this is an instant add to my collection. I'm really excited about this. I can't wait to see the next one, which I said before is Kong. And I hope that they continue to make these. It will add some life into King of Tokyo. And you might say, well, I'm not a big fan of Cthulhu, but that cultist thing sounds interesting. Well, then you can get it. And one of your friends will likely want to play Cthulhu. And I think if they keep this up, people are just going to start buying these instantaneously. Dice Tower Judgment into my collection.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!